Very great morning, dear students. Now you might have enjoyed Diwali vacation, 1 week complete. Now this is our first lecture after a Diwali vacation. So one bit is remaining from insulating material unit number 3. Almost now today it will be completed. So rotating machines we have not seen insulating materials used in rotating machines. We have seen cables, then transformer, capacitors. So let us see today insulating materials used in rotating machines. Have you studied rotating machines? DC motor, AC motor. Do you know parts of the motor, students? I am asking you. Have you studied yes or no? Motor parts, stator, rotor, DC motor. Yes or no? Hafiza, Achal, have you studied or no? Not in detail. So how much time you are taking to answer? You should immediately say no, ma'am, or studied but don't recall. Why you are taking so much time for response? Okay, so that's why I have just taken some snaps from internet. I thought I will just tell you first the part and then we'll see about the insulating metals. Actually, syllabus, while designing syllabus, these are not considered. Okay, you don't know the device and you are required to study the materials in the device. So you can just see this is the cross section of one machine. So any rotating machines, the first basically we are studying the insulating materials in the rotating machines. So in rotating machines means movements are there. So insulating materials has to bear lot of wear and tear means that frictional losses are more, so material should be mechanically very strong. Also heat generated is more. So temperature rise limit of insulating material should be very large. Sparking occurs because when you just see the stator and on the commutator, just changes of the supply terminals happens, and due to that sparking occurs. So all the insulating materials used should wear this losses means high wear and tear losses, then sparking it should withstand, high temperature rise it should withstand, mechanical strength should be very large. And any rotating machines will have mainly two parts, stator and rotor. The stator will not be moving, okay, one part will be stationary, so it is called as stator. And inside that, or you can just see one another part will be rotor which will be moving on this shaft. So this is the shaft on which the rotor will be moving, and windings are there, stator windings are there, rotor windings are there, and you have to now study the insulating materials used in this. So you can just see it is having slip rings, brushes, frame. This is the frame. What you can just see outside, it is the frame, but inside this frame I have just I'm showing you the cross section. This is called as motor shaft. These are called as slip rings, and then brushes. So brushes will be there, and then end shields. Okay, end part means this rotating. You can just see this will be the outer casing, and to the outer casing two parts will be joined. This left hand side and right hand side. They are called as end shields at the end. Okay. So this is just basic parts of the rotating machines. Then inside that more details, if you want to study the insulating materials, you can just see this how the winding will be looking like. So this is the shaft, and this winding will be placed in the slots. I will show you the slots also. I have taken different pictures, and these winding terminals will be brought outside, and then you give the supply. Okay, and when supply will be given, then motor rotor will be start rotating. So we have to study now insulating materials used in different parts. So air gap is also there. You can just see, if you will just see, this is the rotor and the stator, and between the rotor and stator you can just see the air gap will be there. So these parts are there. This is the stator. Now AC machines, DC machines, some changes are there, but we need not go in the detail of the construction. Our objective is to study insulating materials. Okay, so irrespective of DC motor, AC motor, we will just see what are the insulating materials. Okay, like this you can just see if this is the frame, outside frame, you can just see enamel will be there, paint will be used, so that is also one insulating materials. Now just see, this is the also cross section of the winding. Now you can just see the slot. I just wanted to show you what is mean by slot. Then only you can understand the insulating materials used in the slot lining. So where this winding will be placed, every winding coil. See, this is one coil, this is second. You can just see they will be residing in the slot groove. There will be different grooves. Okay. See, these grooves are there, and inside that coil will be inserted, but you cannot insert coil directly without any insulating material, because this is the metal construction and this is the conducting material, and this conducting material will carry the current. And if you will not insulate this steel material or whatever is the conducting this frame, then suppose motor is running and you are just touching to the outside frame, and if leakage current is there, you may get shock, and there will be the leakage current also, because you are interested to pass the current through this coil and not through this case or frame, right? So this part, slot parts, and this coil part should be insulated. So these are called as slot liners. So you can just see here it is vacant, so this is the slot. So you cannot just place this copper wire inside this groove, you have to insulate this, and you can just see this insulation is here around the coil, which you are familiar with this insulation. But slot liner insulation also now you can understand with this figure. So you can just see this part is the bracing, these are called as slot liners. And now if you want to place the insulating material in the slot, shape of that insulating material should take the shape of the slot. So your material should be flexible to take the shape of the slot. So you can just see these slot liners are there. Now we'll study what insulating material is for the slot liner. Then the coil nose tab. So if this is the coil and it is coming outside, then this is called as the coil nose. And what will be insulating material? The different tapes will be used. So you can wound the tape, because now see this is touching to this material. So that coil nose tape is used. Then phase separator. You know, three phase machines RYB will be there. So phase the separations are also required. Then this is the tie cord. Then slot separator. I told you the slots between the slot and the slot liner is different, and slot separators are different. Then lead sleeving. So just like we have the sleeves to our dress, same as the sleeve word is used, means what, that will be hollow, insulating material will be hollow, and that wires or different parts will be passed through that hollow insulating material, so it is called as sleeve. So lead sleeving. Then the wedges. So here it is not shown, I am going to show you videos also to understand this. Then connecting tapes. So connection tapes are also used, and this VIR or lead wire is used. Okay, so this is the just understanding. Now here I am showing you the sleeves. See how the coil, these are very thick coils, might be higher rating, huge motor. So these coils are like, you can just see how thick they are. These coils are very thin depending upon the ratings. And then whole this what I told the sleeves, it will be these conductors will be passed through the sleeves. Okay. So these sleeves will be made up of cotton, different materials, so try to understand different parts. Okay, then how the these stampings are used, you just see. These are slot liners, we can just see these slot grooves are there. Okay, how many slots are there, number of slots are there, then through the slots you are passing the coils. Okay, so let us watch this video to understand better. See this. These are stampings. Just I wanted to visualize the motor so that you will understand the insulating materials. See how motors are manufactured. See huge coils, insulating materials, inside, outside. See how the slot linings means this coiling is done. This part is very interesting. See how coil is fitted in the slots. See the slot liners. This is enamel. This is enamel. Because coil to coil insulation has to be there layer to layer. Otherwise, again, current will flow from one to another. Now, see how cotton means it's covered. Cotton tape. See this. Finally, it is to be painted. Varnish treatment has to be there so that all the parts will be insulated. Okay. No moisture will be there. No gases will be there inside also. See now, final motor. Outside coating paint is also insulating material. So now you have understood what is the motor, okay? So now let us see what insulating materials are used. So while writing, you have to write down place and the material. Place in the motor and the material. So armature stampings, what is material used is varnish because all the armature stampings I have shown you, you have to varnish it. Then for conductor, cotton covering is used. You have seen the cotton covering in the video. For rectangular, that I have shown you, rectangular coil, strip conductor, and baked enamels for round conductors, or combination of both for class A fiberglass coated with an organic varnish for class B fiberglass coated with silicon varnish. So if your machine is of higher rating and coil is passing higher current, then you have to use fiberglass. So you remember that table of insulating materials temperature rise. So fiber is withstanding very good high temperature rise. So round conductors and the strip conductor, both conductors I have shown you. Interturn insulation, that also I have shown you, turn to turn insulation. So the purpose is to provide insulation between two turns, and asbestos tape is used. I have shown you asbestos tape, how it is wound across the winding. Okay. So now you have visualized it. And winding insulation is enamel. That also I have shown you. Of low voltage motor. Okay. And in combination with